Hi everyone, let's begin with Lesson 1. Each lesson will be broken into 3 levels of what we'll call, go figure, Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. As we progress through each of these levels, we'll learn some new skills that build on the previous levels and get progressively more involved. After you watch all these videos, you'll have some exercises and/or assignments to do, but these videos teach you the skills needed to do them. Okay, let's begin with Level 1. This course will use Windows version of Excel 365, and it's therefore the basis of this course. If you have an older version like 2016, the menus may differ slightly. If you have the Mac version of Excel 365, the menus are occasionally different and you may end up missing some functionality. The Mac version will allow you to do about half the assignments, but don't worry, you'll be able to use FSU's cloud-based virtual lab, or what's referred to as the VLab system, to do the Windows-only assignments. It's free and always has the latest version of Windows Excel 365. You can also purchase Boot Camp or Windows and install that onto your Mac. If you look in your FAQ page of our Canvas site, you'll see a video of me doing that on my Mac. All right, let's get to Excel, which is what you're paying for, right? I've got this spreadsheet open that we'll work on here for Level 1. So right off the bat, we see a few things that could be improved on in this worksheet. Possibly the first one is that there's no title up here at the top. We'll look at that a little later. Normally on our spreadsheets, we want to have some type of title. Another thing we notice here is that these cells have some type of error here. There's a little green triangle in the cell indicating a warning about this cell. A green warning means that there's something out of the ordinary here that Excel wants you to look at to determine if it's a big deal or something that's okay. It may be either, and I'll give you examples of both. Some of these text labels have been cut off, like this one reads internal arch sup, but if we look up in the formula bar, there's more to this cell that is just not showing up. Same as you can see down here. Possibly another error is that this total doesn't look quite correct. If we look at the sum in this cells, 36 is not the correct answer. 24 plus 2 plus 7 plus 1 is 34, not 36. Let's work through each of these and get this worksheet back into working order. The very first thing we'll deal with is this cell has a number of hashtags or pound signs. This error indicates that the width of the cell is too small for the numbers to be indicated correctly. There are several things you can do to correct this. If you move your mouse up to the area between the column letters, your mouse icon changes shape, meaning that it's now capable of doing something different. If you hold down your left mouse button, you can click and drag it across like so and alter the column width. That's one option. Another option is to just double click on the area between the columns, and this column will automatically expand to fill all the data in that column. That's my favorite. There are a few other options. You can go to the cells group in the home ribbon, and then to the cells region and click on that format button. The format button will let you adjust the column width. You can right click on the column and select the column width and change it here. Or my favorite is you click up here in the upper left hand corner of the sheet. That selects all the cells on the sheet. And then just double click on the border between any of the columns, and that automatically fixes all the columns at the same time. Do any of these that you're comfortable with and that you can remember. Just keep in mind that if you alter the font size or bold the cells and make the cell's content larger, you'll need to do it again. Just above this cell is another cell that needs our attention. The green triangle is a notification of a warning that may or may not be a big deal. By holding your mouse over this cell, you get a description of the error. The number in this cell is formatted as text or preceded by an apostrophe. This means that the contents of this cell is not really a number that you can do math on, but rather it's a chunk of text. See how it's also aligned on the left? This is the default behavior of Excel for text values and will be increasingly important as you work through these lessons. We have to change the format of this cell from text to a number. By clicking on the drop-down menu, we get some options here. Excel automatically gives you some options to correct the error. We can click here and convert it to a number. We can seek help on the error. We can ignore the error or edit in the formula bar. There are a number of things that we can do. Let me click on Help with this error. This will bring up the Excel help, and Excel help is very useful. It allows you to search for a variety of issues or topics and try to find information about correcting your error. You can see all kinds of aids out here on the Help tab. Also, you can quickly get to the Help menu by just hitting the F1 key. Google's also a pretty helpful site. Just proceed any search with the word Excel, and that'll help you on your way. Let's get back to our warning at hand up here. We can select the Convert Number to Text, and that will work, but let's click on this option to edit the cell in the formula bar. The formula bar is showing what's actually in the cell. As you can see, there's an apostrophe before the number. Some people do this to force a cell to act like text instead of a number in the event that you do not want the cell to act like a number for some strange reason. For instance, you might have a zip code with a leading 0 in it that would get wiped out if the cell were a number. Like this, 00123 just turns into 123, and you lose the zeros. Sometimes you want those. We can delete the apostrophe, and while we're at it, we should delete this comma, since a comma is also a chunk of text and not really a number. It's never a good idea to type in commas into your numbers, because in Excel, commas can be used to separate numbers into separate fields depending on what you're doing. The potential exists for this cell to be interpreted as two numbers, 2 and 335. For instance, if you use the sum function followed by numbers with commas, it adds up all the numbers that are separated by commas. This will give you 337 instead of 2,335. One last thing that I want to do to a couple of these cells is to give them a correct format. We can easily select all the cells that we want to format by clicking and dragging across the cells. There are some quick format options across the number region on the home ribbon. The first is your currency unit. Here are a number of different options. I'll select US dollars, but there are a myriad of other choices. As you can see, they're now all formatted. What's interesting is that this format is what's called accounting. Look back at this drop-down and you can see a number of other options. The default accounting format will automatically place a $, the comma, and 2 decimal places. If you want to custom format these numbers, we can right-click on one of them and go to Format Cells. Format Cells lets you decide how much more detail you would like. How many decimal places would you like? 3, 4, 5? No, 2's good. We can alter the symbol here if we want or don't want a $, by using none. As you can see in this field, accounting format is chosen. We can choose a different number of different categories like currency, number, just general, date, time, and so on. Please notice that if I make this currency and take the $sign out, it will result in the format of just a number. And that's okay. In some of your assignments, you may be asked to format a field as currency, sometimes with the $sign and sometimes without. If you do it without, it'll turn into a number, so that's okay. Let it go. In formatting columns or tables of numbers, you want to keep in mind that you do not want to have these unnecessary information cluttering up your spreadsheet. So putting a $sign in the first cell in the top row of the column is enough to indicate that it's in dollars. We don't need the rest of the $signs, so I'm going to click and drag and highlight the rest of these numbers, and then I'm going to custom format them so that we can get rid of all those redundant $signs. There you go. Another few quick options that you can get to from this regions area allowed you to format numbers as percentage. So you can use commas if you like the comma style button. You can also add or deduct precision by clicking on these increase or decrease decimal point icons. Those are just a few of the options here in the numbers region. The rest of this level will be covered in the next video. Bye-bye for now.